Hello friends, welcome back to Graceful Living and welcome if you're new. I hope that you are off to a wonderful day today. I am so glad that you decided to stop by. As you can see, we are in the kitchen once again. This is one of my favorite areas in the house to decorate because we do spend so much time right around this area, and so I truly do love bringing decor into this space, and especially during the summer season. If you have been around for very long, you know that I am super excited about patriotic decor. My husband is an Army chaplain, and so I'm sure that kind of lends itself to it, but I am so excited to show you what I'm putting together today. I am sticking with the theme of vintage and patriotic decor meshed together. I think they go so well together. It's been a real treat to have that over on the buffet, and I hope that you're gonna love what I put together today here in the kitchen, and I am excited to show you. So let's go ahead and get started on decorating and see what we come up with. Okay, we are starting off this vignette with one of my favorite footed trays. I want to use it as a riser to this beautiful vintage looking glass canister that I have been eyeing for quite some time at Hobby Lobby. I finally bit the bullet and purchased two, and I'm so glad that I did. Now, why I've been eyeing them is because I have wanted to use these transferware teacups as measuring cups right inside them. Now, I know they're not going to measure an exact cup, but I really don't mind that at all. I just absolutely love the look of them together. I did add in a little bit of red ribbon just to bring that color over to this side of the vignette. And of course, you know I love to address this corner for some reason. So I'm going to bring in just a small saucer, top it off with another silver piece with some moss and a couple American flags, and that side of the vignette is complete. Moving right along, I decided I enjoyed what I had in place here for the spring season and wanted to use it once again. Now, this not only allows me to reuse what I already have, but hopefully inspires you with the idea that not every single piece of decor has to be changed out for each and every season. I added in a few things I already had, like my crumb catcher, some music sheets, and of course some American flags, and I think it gave this bust a whole new look. Again, bringing in a few pieces from last season because I do think they pair so well together, and it does allow for that reuse of what I already have. I did add in something new to the space to marry it with what I already have going on, and that is this single piece of transferware. I am loving these pieces. I love the vintage look that they add to each and every piece of the vignette, and I think it's perfect. Now, although I do love the decorative side of things, I also know that function is necessary. So having our cooking oils on hand in a pretty vessel takes care of both. Now on over to the other side of the stove, and I am once again using what I have on hand to start out with. Using this cheese board as a riser is not only lifting the vignette up just a little bit, but it's also offering more texture and color to the space as well. Now, I did decide to use my wooden box once again. It is the perfect size to house not only decorative plates, but my large silver tray and one more cheese board with some of this sweet velvet ribbon to add in a hint of color to the appearance. I love this look and I love this ribbon. It is just pure perfection, and I'm so glad I found a place to use it this season. Now you all know just how much I love incorporating my boxwood topiaries into my vignettes. I think they offer so much more to a look than any plastic filler. And to give them a more vintage inspired look, I simply use some old music sheets to tie around their otherwise more modern vessel, and I love the end result. Lastly, to this part of the countertop is a splash of tarnished silver, and we will move on over just a little bit to finish this side of the kitchen off. Normally, I leave this side of the kitchen alone when it comes to decorating. I rarely change out the decor because it houses some of our larger and more frequently used appliances, but I thought it needed a splash of color as well. So the first thing I added was this beautiful flag, and I do apologize. I just noticed as I edited here that I have displayed it in the wrong direction. I will have to go and change that out right away. But being this area is such a busy one, each and every day I did keep it simple with just a few decorative pieces and then one daily coffee cup for Ronnie that he can use each and every morning or evening as he drinks his cup of coffee. This next area I am decorating is probably my favorite here in the kitchen because it is the first thing you see as you walk in. So starting off with a couple of my staple pieces, I have always liked the way they pair together and bring together two of my most used decorative choices here in the kitchen. Now next, I found this basket at Goodwill a few months back and brought it home because I felt it lent itself to that vintage style that I enjoy so much. Using some of those green hydrangeas I used this past spring, I paired them with these beautiful blue picks I purchased right before the Christmas season to put into my husband's office. I love the way they look side by side, along with the addition of the flags, of course. Keeping that transferware theme going, I added a stack to a small easel and, of course, a silver pitcher with some rolled up book pages and another flag to tie in those elements as well. Now topping it all off with a terracotta planter and this beautiful plant gifted to me by my friend, my pastor's wife, and Lyssa's mama. All three titles belong to one very special lady. And then, of course, no decorating video of mine would be complete without a candle. If you are looking for a beautifully scented and aesthetically pleasing candle, then hit Christy's link down in my description box because she has the absolute best. And you couldn't purchase from a kinder, sweeter person. She is a true jewel. With last area to decorate, I wanted to be sure to incorporate and tie in all the different items that I have used thus far. I love apothecary jars, and this is something that I really wanted to bring into the space this summer. Adding these teacups and one small silver piece brings in the elements all in one decorative piece, which fits together perfectly. Now, I also wanted to bring in a touch of terracotta because I brought that in all the way around the kitchen so far. And I did so with this small vessel and, of course, topped it off with a flag. And I will say that the top shelf is done. Now to address the bottom tier, here I have yet another small plant that I'm going to bring in. I am loving my living plants, and this time I have intermingled another two items that have been used all throughout the kitchen: terracotta and some simple book pages. Next, I decided to bring in yet another used piece in the way of a boxwood, and to address the transferware, I found a small yet beautiful piece in this pepper shaker. I just love it, and I added just a few little flag picks just to add that little bit of touch in as well. And the last place to address is my drink station, adding in a small cloche, which I love having here, and a handful of those flag picks, and I would say we are done. Over the last few months, it has really seemed like one thing after another has happened. I have felt stuck in the rut of not being myself because my broken ankle has limited me. As a person who deals with anxiety, it is not easy to just relinquish my daily task to another. I fear I am not doing enough, and most days I live in my head where my worth is found in what I do. So having that taken away has been really difficult. On top of other issues that can show up on the daily, sometimes I feel like when one shoe drops, so does the whole closet full. In the moment, everything can seem so big and overwhelming, but if we take a moment to step back and look at the whole poster-sized picture instead of the wallet size that we hold in our hand, we can see all that God has done, all the peace He has brought to the storm, the calm He has laid before us as the waves of life crash. We just need to readjust our focus and broaden our lens to see the full picture. Isaiah 26:3 promises that God will keep in perfect peace those who trust Him and whose minds are focused on Him. This verse shows us the connection between trusting God and experiencing His peace, even in the middle of life's challenges. It points out that peace isn't necessarily the absence of trouble, but rather a deep inner calm that comes from relying on Him. All right, friends, we are going to go ahead and bring another video to a close. I am so thankful that you all decided to stop by today. I hope that you enjoyed putting together the kitchen just as much as I have. I think it is the perfect mix between that vintage vibe that I love so much and the patriotic theme that I really enjoy bringing in during the summer months. I think they mesh so well together, and I'm super excited to have it all in place now. I want to wish you all a wonderful rest of your week. Remember to stay safe, be blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.